A man does a favor for a supernatural entity, and she offers him a wish in thanks. However, he's far too wary to ever use the wish. As a result, she hangs about him constantly, pestering him to accept her help. Over time they develop a romance, and eventually marry. How about immortality? I don't want to outlive my loved ones. How about a perfect wife? That seems unethical. How about a perfect husband? What? Still unethical, and I'm not gay. How about $1 million? Tax-free? Yes. No. Not enough. How about $1 billion? Too much pressure. How about a new car? How about I wish you'd stop talking to me? I stopped walking down the dirt path and raised my eyebrows. The entity woman finally stopped her yapping. Did it work? Was I finally free from her ceaseless pestering? I said. I didn't think that would. Whoa. It didn't work. You're just a jerk. Oh boy, here we go. You think I'd silence myself? You think you can boss me around? This was supposed to be a favor, you know. I didn't have to return your kindness just because you helped me. Just make a wish. It's not that hard. Oh, that's so weird. I could have sworn I just did. I feigned a look of confusion. She wrinkled her little ghost nose. I didn't even know what she was exactly. She was corporeal, I think. Sometimes, when the light was just right, I could have sworn I could see through her, but she could touch me. At least. I realized I never tested that. I reached out and poked her in the middle of her tantrum. Yup. Solid woman. I couldn't tell if the sudden look of bewilderment was pure rage or simply confusion, but something told me I was about to find out. If you don't make a wish, in the next 5 seconds, I will kill you. I squinted. Was this a test? You wouldn't kill me. A bush next to me immediately erupted into flames and disintegrated into ash in 2 seconds, flat. 5. 4. 3. 2. Fine, I wish you'd kiss me. You know when someone says, don't think of an elephant, and the first thing you think of is an elephant? I think that, in that moment, I was trying to think of the wish I really shouldn't have made, and then made it. There was an uncomfortable silence for a moment, until I finally said, sorry, I was panicking. Okay. What? What? Did you just say okay? I asked. No. Pretty sure you did. I think I know what I said. I waited. This is the part where you tell me. I said. Nay. Okay. And that's what you're sticking with? Yup. Because that's what I said. So if I made the same wish right now? So you do want to? She asked. Well, at least I knew this being wasn't a genius. No. Then stop. Unless. I grinned, just the slightest bit. Surely she'd see through the ruse, but no, she simply stopped talking again. This was interesting. Suddenly I had this annoying little woman hanging on my every word. Unless? Her voice fluttered high. Wow, you really want me to wish for that? I don't. You do. No, I don't. Yes, you do. I wouldn't kiss you in a trillion ye. I kissed her. Her voice fluttered softly again and she completely melted. I placed a hand on the small of her back and held her waist with the other. I pulled back. She looked almost dizzy. See? I told you so, I laughed. If you don't kiss me, in the next 5 seconds. Got it. I'd come to understand the translucence after some time. At least, to an extent. It consumed her on the darkest days. Days where we fought, where we made future regrets. I must have found her when she was barely clinging to existence. It didn't feel fair, I could hide when I was hurt, but anyone else could see right through her. The days that scared me the most, however, were the ones when she should have been as bright as the sun, but was instead as pale as mist. I never asked her what she was, or how she came to be, and she never shared it. I bursted through the door into our home, a small wooden cottage outside the village. The weather was dark and thunderous, fleeting flashes of light streamed through the clouds like cracks of glass, as fat raindrops pattered against the window. She loved it. She'd sit by the window and stare into the rain for hours. That day though, that was another bad day. They'd been happening more often. My thick leather boots thumped against the floor, and I knelt beside her, soaking wet. I took her hand in mine and could almost see right through it. What happens when you fade away? It took a moment for her gaze to meet mine. What happens to the lightning after it strikes? It's gone. No, she shook her head. It strikes again. Maybe a little differently the next time, maybe somewhere else, but the energy is always there. I took a hard swallow. I could feel my heart sinking. You know, technically you never gave me that wish. I grinned, but to no avail. I knew that was asking too much, but I had to try something. I couldn't just let her fade away after so much time. What's it like being you? I asked. It's been a lot better with you around. I didn't want to hear that. I squeezed her hand as hard as I could, and she squeezed back. There was still one more wish. I wish I could be like you. She pulled her hand away. No. I won't do that to you. You've asked me to make a wish thousands of times. I've never been able to think of a single good one, but this? This is the only thing I've ever truly wanted, more than anything in the world. We were locked in a stare, switching between eyes as they started to water. I couldn't help but laugh, and she did too. I held her hands in mine, smiling like an absolute fool. I love you so much, I whispered, as we faded into the night, together.